this was Thor now. He had pulled up, and I guess he got ready to exit the car, and I told him, I said, "Hey, there's somebody screaming really loud down here. Let's run in there and check that out real quick." I believe another officer was coming up from this way, this direction. I'm not sure who it was. And I can't be 100% sure, but I believe an officer was coming from right there. Officer Neal wasn't far behind me. So I told Thor, let's go check this out. So he takes off down through there.
Okay, so Officer Thor, he never exited the vehicle? His vehicle?
No.
Okay. What did you tell Thor when he arrived?
I said, "Hey, there's somebody down here yelling, screaming, or making a real loud noise, like a grunting sound." And I said, "Let's go down here and check this out, because I don't know if it has anything to do with this. I don't know if this guy's done grabbed this female out of this house and took her down here, you know." So I wanted that to be a priority since there was so much of it going on.
Okay. And just backing up real quick, when you did go onto the property, into the curtilage, what did you observe? What did you see?
It was very dark around here. I looked at the front door real brief with my flashlight. I didn't see any marks on it or anything that I could tell. I believe the garage was over here.
Were there any lights on at all?
I don't recall there being lights on. It was very dark.
Did you see anybody anywhere on the property or anything?
No.
Did anybody come and make contact with you from inside the house or from around the property at all? Okay.
If I heard you right, your concern is that the possible suspect may have taken the female out.
You know, it's very dark, which is, to me, was a little odd for somebody who was calling 911 about somebody trying to get in their house. So I wanted to check this out.
Officer, you're saying Thornell, right? Is he black or white officer?
He's black.
Okay. Are you sure that's his last name?
I call him Thor. I believe his last name is Thornell.
Okay. How long have you worked with him for?
So I graduated the academy October 7th,
Okay.
2011.
Could that be his first name?
Could be.
Okay. I think it's Thornell Little.
That's it, yeah.
Okay.
Little.
Okay.
Sorry, that's my
I just want to make sure we're right on the officer.
It's just not working
That's
for other
fine.
stuff.
So it's Thornell Little, but fairly
Yes.
tall,
Yes.
black male. Okay.
Wears glasses.
Okay.
What was that?
So you're up there. No one's making contact with you. It's dark. You're doing a cursory search, a cursory observation of everything in the yard.
Right.
And you heard yelling come from this way. Officer Little is coming from. Do you know what the street is? This one here?
I know Clayford Ridge is way up here somewhere. I don't know if that's the first street. I don't know if that's the first street on the left.
This here, the big picture and the little picture. So Officer Little is coming from this way here towards you. I guess you said Clayford Ridge, is that correct?
Is somewhere in here. I don't.
Okay. He arrives, you describe,
It's the pool. Yeah, so he would have been coming up from here.
okay. And you briefed him on what
Right.
you had observed and heard and stuff.
Correct.
Okay. And what does he do?
He already in his patrol car. He takes off down through this way.
He ever exited his patrol car?
No. So I get back in my patrol car, of course, to back him up down through there. And I go down through there, I get behind his patrol car, and I see that he stopped about middle ways.
Let's go to the big map here. How far down did you guys go? And which street is that?
I don't know the street name,
Okay.
but it's where the pool access is at.
Okay, so Reedy Creek Pool Drive on this map is what
That would be it.
How far down did you guys go?
About middle ways, about here.
Okay. If you want to put again, draw your car and his car. And if you could put a 2 for your car.
Draw it kind of big. So you see it.
You mind if I stand up there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And just what direction your cars were facing.
It's gonna be odd. So, for my car, it'd be a 2.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And do his car at 3.
Messed up on this.
If you need to drive a little smaller, you can do that.
You need to get a better measurement.
Yeah. That should be all right.
You see that?
We're gonna get something. We're gonna get a better marker. I usually bring one in and forgot one. There we go. That's what we need.
Okay. I can just do this over then, right?
Yep.
Okay. When I pull up,
And which way, both your cars
oh,
are
it's
facing?
facing this way.
Okay.
So this is him, and this is you.
Yes.
Put an L on his car, or next to his car for a little. Okay, here we go. All right.
Okay, when I pull up, Little is out of his patrol vehicle. And the first thing I've noticed, that I observed, is his taser's out.
Okay. What side of his patrol vehicle was he on?
The driver's side.
All right. And was he posted on the vehicle, or where was he positioned?
He was kind of next to it, a couple feet away from it,
Okay. Just out toward the side, or in front, or back?
towards the side.
Okay.
On the driver's side.
More towards the back of the car,
But on the driver's side.
on the driver's side.
Okay.
Then I see the suspect matching description, and the B&E suspect, black male, wearing pants, a green shirt.
Describe the person you saw at that point in time. Just describe everything about that person.
Black male, short hair. Let's see, 5'9", 190, 195 pounds. Muscular build. He had some crazy looking eyes. I don't know if he was wearing contacts.
Elaborate on crazy looking eyes. What drew your attention to his eyes, and describe, try to be a bit more detailed about crazy looking.
They almost looked gray. They almost looked like they were a hologram of some sort. They almost looked like they were gray.
Like you see sometimes people wear
No
contacts.
contacts. It was very strange. Then I see Officer Thornell has his taser out, so he has non-lethal. So I draw my duty weapon. I notice the red dots are on the suspect. So Thornell obviously had his taser turned on.
What was the positioning of the red dots? If you can show us on yourself, or you can show us on me.
The last time that I had seen them, they were about like that.
Okay, so you're indicating, basically above his right, upper right chest and lower, left stomach, is that correct?
Around that, yes.
At this point, what distance are y'all from him?
Thornell's actually pretty close to him. I was more towards my patrol car.
If we stand up and someone
And
is...
if we need to open the door to get the distance,
Okay.
we can do that.
Yeah, you'll have to open the door. Okay. Where Christy's at is about where they were, and I was about
Yeah, hang on a second.
Okay.
where that blue chair is at. That seems probably pretty close to where they were at in conjunction to where I was
Okay,
at.
were they, so you, was that where Officer Little was? And
That would be where Officer Little was.
Okay.
And the suspect, at this time, when I noticed him, he would have been at the far wall where the glass is at.
Okay.
Okay?
Who's who in this scenario?
I'm me, you're Little.
Okay, so I'll be...
So I should be facing this way.
Correct.
Suspect
Correct.
here.
Okay. Now, Thornell has his taser out, and the suspect is coming towards him. You come towards her.
Okay, so
Now,
you're back there,
Yes.
and Little was about where this
Right.
computer is,
Right.
and
I'm
almost to the window.
and I'm coming in slowly, and I stop about right here.
Okay, just gets on the tape. You're back here against the wall, you're back here against the wall. Officer Little would have been about where the computer is,
Yeah.
out here, and the suspect would be almost to the wall where the window is to the building.
Roughly.
Correct? That's when
Roughly.
you're in initial contact with him.
Roughly.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Keep going.
Okay, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. keep going.
Okay. The suspect still approaching Officer Little.
Mhm.
You know, he didn't care. The taser was on him.
Was he saying anything? Did you hear him saying anything? Was he grunting still?
I don't remember if
Okay.
he was still grunting, but he just had a very, say, aggressive posture. He just acted like he didn't care.
Describe that in detail. You're
Well,
doing
just
some...
show us how.
Yeah,
show
I
us
mean,
how he was. Was he clenched up?
Yeah, he was coming towards Officer Little, kind of like this. Just, I can't recall that he was squeezing his fist, but it was, you know.
But he had his fist balled up. You're indicating he had his fist balled up.
Yes.
Okay.
He was coming at Officer Little. Officer Little had turned to the side, and the suspect was right here. And Officer Little had tased him. Probably.
Can we show that distance in here, or do we need to open
They
the
can
door?
probably do that in here.
Well, can we do it this way?
Sure.
So show us, you be the suspect, and you show us the distance you think
Okay.
Officer Little was.
About right here, when he actually tased him.
Okay.
And is Little, are you giving him commands?
I don't remember if he was or not. I couldn't hear if he was or not.
Okay, were you giving any commands?
At this point, I was not.
Okay, so he deploys the taser?
He deploys the taser. Did not. I saw the little confetti come out, and I heard the taser sparking, but did not phase the suspect
But
whatsoever.
do you know if the probes actually stuck?
I do not.
Mm,
I do
okay.
not. But I know he didn't flinch. And that's when I yelled, stop, stop, and he focused on me.
Now, where are you at? You're still
At
little.
this point.
Where are you at this point?
Okay, I'm little,
Yeah, you're little, and this is the distance here between little and suspect.
Okay.
Where are you at?
about like this.
Okay, if you're little, I'm gonna be you. Where are you at?
And what have to go
Well,
up.
I'll be little.
Okay.
How about that? That'll keep it. I'm little. I'm here, and I've deployed the taser. Where are you at?
Way back here.
Way back here.
Yeah.
In an estimate.
We can do this again. You stand right there.
Okay, so I'm.
Okay. He's
He's the suspect.
yeah,
I'm
you're
little.
little. You can scoot on up there closer to him. If you turn to the side, I can get a better vision because the suspect is actually to the side. And if him turns to the side. Yeah, and you face him. It's kind of like that, yes.
Like this.
Yes. I was further than this.
Okay. Further back than that. Much
Yep.
further, or just a little bit further?
Go to the corner of the desk. Okay.
So the suspect is at the corner of this desk the computer's on. I'm up close to him, and you're where you're at.
Yep. And then I said, hey, stop, stop. And he looked at me, focused on me, started approaching me
Okay, so now he's moving.
aggressively towards me, and
Okay.
I have lethal on him. So as he's approaching me, I'm backstepping.
Okay.
And I'm yelling, stop, stop, stop. And he starts to do something over here on the side. And then he starts to run faster. He starts not running, but he starts moving faster. And when he got to about this distance, I have my gun out.
Back up a little bit.
And my-
So this distance.
When he gets about this distance, I fire my weapon. And it doesn't phase him.
Do you know how many times you think you fired at this point?
I felt like I had fired 2 to 3 times here, and I'm still backpedaling, telling him to stop, stop. I'm backing up, and he just comes at me even faster, and so I'm like, and my gun's not even, it's not stopping it. At some point, I'm not sure if he pushes me or if he grabs at me, but I fall on the ground.
Okay. Can you get down on the ground the way you were positioned?
Okay. I get down like this. And I believe he was still up.
Tell me about his hands and his positioning of his body.
At this point, he was just doing whatever he could to get towards me.
Can you see his hands at this point?
At this point, I can see his hands.
Okay,
Yes.
and you don't see anything in his hands at this
No,
point?
no, I don't. He lunges at me, gets down here by my feet. I felt a jerk on my gun.
Okay, can you put him in the position
Watch out.
and describe the lunge? What do you mean by lunge? Because he's still standing, right?
Was he like this here?
He was actually like kind of down here with me.
Okay, was he laying
Like
on you? Or
grabbing at my leg, like coming up my body. And I'm trying to still get away. I'm trying to backpedal.
So is he down like down on his knees, or is he down like on his belly?
Like kind of more or less on his belly.
Okay.
Kind of like that. Kind of like that. And I feel a jerk. At one point, I let out a yell. I don't know if I said help. I just remember yelling and screaming because, and so I'm still trying to get away. And I got hit in the mouth at some point. I don't remember when he struck me in the mouth.
Okay. Did you say he struck you in the mouth?
Yes.
I mean, do you remember him actually like throwing a punch at you, or do you just know at some point you were hitting him.
I just know at some point I was hitting him
But
out.
you don't distinctly remember him throwing a punch or anything? Okay.
Because it would have happened when we were on the ground.
And also, when you said you felt a tug, was that on your actual gun or on your arm?
While my forearm was out.
Was he pulling on your arm or the actual gun?
It was actually on the gun itself.
Okay. So stay down there. Okay.
So I'm still trying to pull away. And at this point, I'm firing to get him off of me. And I'm firing, he's still aggressing towards me. And
how is he moving? Just like a crawl?
yeah, just still advancing right towards me.
Like this here?
Kind of like a belly crawl?
Yes, but he's more or less on me.
Okay.
And then I don't know if I hit him in the face, in the head. I don't know, but
when you say hit, you mean with the rounds?
Correct, the rounds. But one shot made him stop enough to where I was able to get up like this, and I got some distance. And he was still trying to move towards me, still crawling towards me. I was still yelling for him to stop. My only fear when I was on the ground is that he was going to get my gun and shoot me with it, and then Thor was out there. Because the gun wasn't stopping him.
Did you fire any more rounds once you got up?
Once I got up.
So all your rounds were initially when he's coming at you, and then when he's down on the ground, you say he's grabbing at your gun.
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall what Officer Little was doing during any of this?
I don't know what. I know Officer Neal was there, and I know Officer Poole was there, but I do not recall what they were doing. But I still had my firearm drawn down on him, and I believe I hadn't quite stood all the way up, and I was telling him, don't move. And he had his hands tucked under here.
So he's laying belly down and he's got his hands up under his belly?
Yes, but he was still trying to crawl.
Like, was he like this here, or was he?
It seemed more like up here. Yeah, and he was still trying to crawl towards my direction, and I'm still saying, don't move. And then Officer Parks pulls up and says somebody needs to put handcuffs on him, and they ended up cuffing him. They asked me if I was okay, looked me over real good, and then had me go sit in my patrol car.
Okay.
When you first, if you want to sit down, if you want to stand up, you can stand up, it's not a problem. When you first got there, I want to talk about going back to the Reedy Creek Pool Drive. When you guys arrived on that, when you first observed him, what was his clothing description? What was the clothing that you saw on him?
A green T-shirt, kind of a like a lighter green colored shirt.
Okay. Do you remember your pants, shoes, anything like that?
He was wearing long pants. I don't remember what color they were.
Okay. Do you recall any other outstanding features about him?
No.
Jewelry, tattoos? Did you see if he was injured in any way?
No.
Okay. And you just, I can't recall, do you recall what Officer Little was saying?
I do not.
And when you first, when you first got there, how long was it that you, I guess, what was the time span between when Officer Little had arrived and first made contact with him to when you arrived?
He pulled up, I was probably 10 seconds behind him.
Okay. So there was somewhat of a small gap.
Yes, I mean, Officer Thornell was already out of his patrol vehicle
Okay.
and already had his taser in his hand.
So it was not simultaneous?
No.
Okay.
We didn't pull it at the exact same time, yes, sir.
Okay. Describe the lighting conditions for me.
There is light through that strip. Lights aren't very bright, and there's spots of shade because there's actually a lot of wooded area out there.
Mm.
So there are street lights, but it's not very bright out there.
Okay. Did you have your headlights on?
Yes.
Okay. How about your spotlight or your takedown lights?
Takedowns, no. Spotlight, yes.
Okay. Were your blue lights activated?
No.
Okay. And how about your DMVR?
No.
Okay. Flashlight?
I don't believe I had my flashlight in my hand.
Okay. All right. And I think I'm reiterating this, but tell me what he was doing what the suspect was doing when Officer Little had the taser on him when you first arrived.
He was coming right towards him.
Okay.
He was coming at him like he was going to attack him.
Okay. And you couldn't hear if he was saying anything or if Officer Little was saying anything?
I couldn't. But I know that if I did not go down there with Officer Little, something really bad could have happened to Officer Little.
Okay.
When you first see him and you see that Officer Little has his taser and you see the dots on him, can you explain why you pulled your weapon?
With our training that we go through in the academy and just my experience on the job, if somebody has a taser, another person needs to go lethal, but we don't know what this guy's got on him. He just broke into a house. We don't know if he's got a knife, if he's got a gun. And that taser's, it's not going to do nothing when somebody draws a gun on you.
Okay.
And then obviously, the taser didn't work the first time. And I didn't have time to even try to put my firearm away and go for the taser anyway.
Can you try, when he turns and focuses on you, what's going through your head? Why do you feel that you need to fire your weapon at that point?
At first, I try buying some distance by backing up, and I'm telling him to stop, hoping that he'll stop. And so I keep backing up, and then he starts going right down here and starts moving at a much faster pace, and I couldn't back up.
So when you're saying here, so he's reaching in his waistband area?
He was going down in this area. He didn't actually stick his hand down in his pants, but he was going down in this area. And I yelled, stop, and then he picked up the pace really quick, and when he got right up towards me, that's probably from me to you, I'm still backpedaling, and that's when I fired a shot. I didn't want him to take the gun from me.
Was his shirt tucked in or out?
It was out.
So
When I recall, it was out.
You couldn't see if he was grabbing for anything?
No.
So what's your concerns when he's reaching in his waistband?
There could be a gun in there. I mean, it won't take him but a second to grab a weapon. And if it had been a knife, he was in a close enough distance to where if he had got to me, could could have harmed me, or could have easily got to my gun.
Okay.
I feel that if I did not act when I did, that he would have been able to take my gun, disarm me, and take my gun, because the first couple of shots did not faze him at all. Absolutely at all. And I suspect that I was hitting him, but I guess there's a chance that I wasn't.
So you couldn't tell if you were, you would assume you were hitting.
Right. Like I said, that I think that was the biggest shock to my body, that here I am shooting at someone, they're still aggressive on me, even on the ground, and I fire shots this close, and that's still nothing.
You don't recall him ever